We're seeing two potential signs that Bitcoin may potentially start to move, and especially the altcoins. We're seeing two signs that are very similar to what we had all the way back in 2020. So on today's show, I'm going to reveal what those two things are. One is a volatility metric and the other is a sentiment metric driven by retail investors. So let's get straight into the show. Smash the like button, hit the bell notification, and subscribe to the channel. If you look over here, you can see there was recently a big flush in the open interest. You had the open interest come to the downside, price spike down. That was right now. You have the spot, which came also to the downside with leverage flushing out. And ultimately, the market is bouncing back very, very quickly, right? This was due to over leveraged longs. And let's continue. So rejection from that 200 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. If we go over there, this was covered yesterday in Whale Room. We said expect this. You can see the constant rejections on the 4-hour time frame from that 200 EMA, and price is coming down. But nevertheless, there is still a lot of different things which are running within the market, and we saw something interesting take place yesterday. So this is the first sentiment metric which we saw all the way back in 2020. This was after the COVID stimulus money came into the market, and it's a Twitter account that goes by the name of 𝗨𝗚𝗙𝗚𝗓𝗏. They have their own YouTube channel, and ultimately this is the guy that was responsible for getting retail hyped up and invested into GME, GameStop, and creating one of the most behemoth short squeezes, which also rallied along Wall Street Bets, which is also a big trading account that ultimately got retail traders short squeezing the hedge funds out of their positions and costing them billions and billions of dollars. So now he posted this tweet yesterday. He posted this tweet that led to 𝗨𝗚𝗙𝗘, the meme coin, absolutely ripping towards the upside. There it is. And it led to GameStop, the actual stock, running towards the upside as well. Now, recently, I just discovered a couple of different coins on the Solana ecosystem, which I'm going to bring to your attention today. There is a hint in the poll section below. Make sure you vote, smash the like button, hit the bell notification, and subscribe to the channel. I haven't been this excited for something in quite some time, so let's get into it. Here you can see GME rallied 1,830%. Kitty ran 14,450%, following literally that. That was the tweet. That is the actual tweet from his Twitter account. There it is, as you can see, 23.1 million views, and then all these prices rallying towards the upside. So this tells you a couple of different things. One is it's a big F you to the VCs and to Wall Street. And the other thing that it tells you is that there is sideline money that's willing to put that money at risk, and they're looking to place bets, and they're still betting on the far right side of the curve, meaning looking at the low IQ scale chart, right? High IQ versus low IQ. You don't want to mid-curve it. Choose a side. Most of us, let's just be honest, let's just go on the far right side of the curve, or excuse me, the far left side of the IQ curve. So low IQ, it's just much easier than trying to go with the high IQ plays, and consequently we're making a whole lot of money over here. So I'm going to give you one of the picks that I found, which I recently, literally just a couple of hours ago, started to scale into, and I'm pretty bullish on it. And the reason why is, of course, if this starts to gain media attention once again, which it is, we're starting to see the signs and symptoms, then GME could continue to rally, and consequently that flow of money will probably move into crypto. Why do I say this? Well, we can use the history of the chart to see what happened the previous time. So I'll get into that in just a moment. Byzantine General says that, well, over here he says that a $9 billion stock just pumped 100% in a day, which subsequently made several multi-billion-dollar meme coins after that, which all pumped double digits, many of them actually thousands of percent up, so quadruple digits, and all because a kitty on Twitter posted a meme, and people are still buying Warren Buffett books and using the Sharpe ratios and EBITDA and Pepe poo poo ratios and shit. That's what he says, right? So the Sharpe ratio, using all of these different traditional finance methods and applying that to a crypto-centric ecosystem is probably not going to work best. Left curve it. Be on the far left curve. I'll tell you when to right curve it, which is going to be at the extremities of the next run. So this is what we saw last time. This is what happened when you look at GME and the meme coin potential super cycle, which we're seeing. I use that word very, very carefully, the super cycle, because it usually ends badly when people say that. But ultimately, when you look at this, this is what you're seeing, right? The last time round, the GME profits arguably kicked off the 2020 meme run, flowing from GME into Dogecoin, and then consequently we had the Shiba Inus and Flokies that came up as the new rising stars outperforming Dogecoin. This time round, we have the likes of Pepe, Woof, and a bunch of different cats. So it is what it is. There is the chart below. Will this spark something similar? I mean, it's really possible. If you look at the Dogecoin chart from that 2021 behemoth rally that we had, the blue circle was where GME stock topped out. So once GME stock topped out, then that created a giga rally literally on that exact candle. As it topped out, that was the red candle over there, and then following on to that was the green candle where Dogecoin went absolutely parabolic. Now, given it was a little bit of a different environment because we had quantitative easing on steroids, but throughout this week I've shown you how the M2 money supply is in expansion, and there's some major underlying factors that many are not considering, right? With how the US are ultimately helping to buy back a lot of these bonds, right, from other countries, and consequently that is creating an expansion of the M2 money supply. So Doge 100x in literally 3 months, 90 days of up only, and it was absolutely wild. If you look at GME versus altcoins on Total 3, which is the total altcoin market cap, minus Bitcoin, minus Ethereum, so it's looking at the third on the market, on total on the coin market cap all the way down, so it's the rest of the altcoins. You can see this is what happened, right? If you look over here, that pretty much led into a massive pump. So here you have GME moving first, and then shortly after that, Total 3 ripped towards the upside. Could we see something similar? It looks like the market's looking for any reason possible to bid. The sideline money wants to enter the market. Here you can also look at GME pumping first over here. Massive pump, right? And then shortly after that, Bitcoin dominance starts to break down. Will we see something similar? We just need to break down this upsloping trend line on the Bitcoin dominance. We've seen Bitcoin dominance has been in a rising wedge formation, which is typically a bearish formation, but as it currently stands, according to our priority list, we look at horizontals first, then we look at, we can start to look at range levels, then we can start to look at strong moving averages, then we can look at diagonal trend lines, and then last in the order of magnitude is going to be, of course, the chart patterns, right? So the chart patterns is the lowest on the priority, so we can't necessarily say this is bearish yet. Chart-wise, yes, this is in fact still bullish, but we are seeing some small signs and symptoms, right, with a bearish divergence which is forming over here between the Bitcoin dominance on the chart and then the RSI, which is starting to come towards the downside. So all that I'm saying is use this as your metric. If you do start to see Bitcoin dominance break down, then it is possible that all of this will come into fruition, and maybe history will repeat, or at the very least it will rhyme. So you can see it over here on the daily. Look at the first coins to come out the gate, right? The biggest movers are once again the meme coins. Shiba Inu, Doge, Pepe, Floki, Bonk, and Woof over here. Big movers on meme coins. But there is some bigger things to be looking at, right? One is, of course, the crypto USD liquidity from TED Talks Macro. You're seeing risk on the MACD, right? Moving across the zero line, moving from red histograms into green histograms and trending back towards the upside. That is looking pretty good. And at the end of the day, you need to understand from a timing perspective when to left curve it. What is left curve it, right? Remember, it's the lowest on the IQ, the sub 45 on the IQ scale, right? Curving it would be 150 on the IQ scale. Most of us can't operate in that environment, so we're better off going on the left side. Where you don't want to be is in the middle. Mid-curving, it means you're looking at utility tokens which have been flat to doing nothing, right? Utility tokens are doing terrible. Look at WorldCoin, look at Lido, look at W over there, look at Core, look at ENA. Look at even SUI down 2%. Casper, I am long-term bullish on Casper, but down 2% when you have the meme coins doing this. You want to be in this environment, left curving it. You have big names, right? Big media attention around things like this. If you look at Tristan Tate, of course, Andrew Tate's brother, this was ultimately what we saw yesterday.
Andrew's spending too much money on this GameStop thing, and he can't explain to me why.
back.
Why?
I'll spend anything it takes to piss off these billionaires. These are the dickheads that own the newspapers and insult us all day. This is my fucking chance to get them back. I'll spend it all, Tristan. Doesn't matter how broke we go, they'll go broker. To the end. Diamond hands. Warriors of boredom. We'll do anything it takes. Anything. I'm gonna sell your fucking stuff. I'll sell your stuff and buy GameStop.
So there it is. I see in the comments is Tate's IQ sub 45. Possibly. Is he a billionaire? Definitely. Let's go. Sub 45 IQ, let's go. We got it left curved over here. There's another full explanation from Finance a Lot. Feel free to go to this Twitter account if this is going way over your head and you have absolutely no idea what is going on with this GME and GameStop. Go through to Finance a Lot. Look for this video over here. I'm not going to play it at 7 minutes 41 seconds long. You feel free to go and get the full story over there of exactly what is going on. And Suzu, also a very, very prominent top trader, says over here, I think that VCs have within the span of just 2 months gone from laughing at meme coins to haughtily insulting them to now realizing that high fully diluted valuations and low float meta is over. Remember, that means because they're going to dump on your heads, right? That period has completely gone over, and market participants are looking for a much stronger edge, right? It is a big casino, but they want to put the odds in their favor like a poker player that understands the game with expert risk management, right? 95% of the coins underperforming in the last month or so will probably never recover. So that's why you want to cut your losses, right? If you've had positions which have just been down in this type of environment, you probably want to get out. There is no one to buy unlocks and there's no plan for that. So with that being said, GameStop on Solana. Now, remember those adverts, Verimark adverts, but wait, there's more. This is going to be one of those situations, but wait, there's more. First, let's run the poll results over here. Please pick one. Which one are you going to pick? GameStop, that's the actual stock. Which one are you buying? GameStop on Solana, 41% of you. That's this one over here. GameStop with hat, 20% of you. ETH, LOL, 21%. Why would you put ETH? The 21% of you, why would you put ETH? This is not with your life savings, right? This is just a little bit of splurging with gambling money over here. Now, if you have a look at this, I think anything you put a hat on is better. So $76 million market cap for GameStop on Sol. It's a beautiful chart. Don't get me wrong. If you're long on this, this is an absolutely stunning chart. Look at that massive long-term accumulation range over here and constantly going up. But what if you put a hat on it? And what happens if that market cap catches up to this $78 million market cap? This is the one that I found yesterday, and I started to scale into the position at only $400,000 market cap. It's GameStop with hat, right? GameStop with hat, brand new. We did put it into whale room. Obviously, there was a little bit of profit taking over there, pretty much back to where the majority of the whale room gained their entry yesterday. And here it is, GameStop with hat, only $400,000 market cap. I mean, that's a 10x if it just gets to $4 million market cap. And that is 100x if it gets to $40 million market cap, which is still half of what GameStop is. So let's see how far the market can left curve it. At the end of the day, is it safe? According to the rug checker, it is. It's given a risk score analysis of 400. It's voted it as good. It shows here that the top holders hold 16% of the supply. And here you can see the top holder is Radium. That's good. You want to see that, right? That is the type of thing that you want to see there when you are looking at one of these coins. So there's the chart. Feel free, go and have a look at it. Check it out. Again, it's gambling money. Please understand that any of these things can go to zero at any point of time. I saw the liquidity is locked. So that's one big thing that I look for over here. Is the liquidity locked? Here you got no honeypot. So it's been ticked off, no honeypot, and the liquidity has been locked. Where did I see that? Where's the, here, liquidity pool locked, 100% locked. That is a good thing, right? So we've done our risk analysis over here, and it looks like it's less likely than not to be a rug. It probably won't be a rug. We've done our due diligence. That's as far as we can go from this point onwards. It's up to you, right? It's up to you.